6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is a news edited by Lal Malavarachi and read by J. Yogaraj. First, the headlines. Auto, diesel and kerosene prices reduced. Cabinet approval to import eggs. 1,996 houses will be constructed this year under the Chinese government aid program. The annual Duruttu Perhara of Kelaniya Raja Mahavihare begins today. Measures have been taken to bring the Sri Lankan women detained in a safe house in Oman. News overseas, Zelensky says Russia plans to exhaust Ukraine with prolonged attacks. In sports, Sri Lanka will meet India in their first T20 match today. And those are the headlines. And now we move on to the stories in detail. The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation has slashed the price of auto diesel and kerosene with effect from yesterday. Accordingly, a litre of auto diesel has been reduced by 15 rupees, kerosene reduced by 10 rupees. At the same time, Lanka IOC too has reduced the price of auto diesel to some amounts. However, the prices of petrol and other types of fuel will remain unchanged. The Ministry of Urban Development and Housing says 1,996 houses will be constructed this year under the Chinese government aid program. These houses will be given to artists and low-income families. The new housing sites are located in Paliyagoda, Maharagama, Moratuwa and Dematagoda. The annual Duruttu Perhara of Kelaniya Raja Mahavihare begins today. The Udamalwa Perhara commences today and the second Perhara will parade the streets tomorrow. The final Perhara will be held on the 5th of this month. Many devotees have gathered to the Kelaniya Raja Mahavihare these days to get blessings for the new year as a tradition. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. A group of 13 women who are currently being detained at the safe house of the Sri Lankan Embassy in Oman will be given priority for returning to the island considering their good conduct during the stay in the safe house. The embassy has informed the Sri Lankan Bureau of Foreign Employment. The embassy has already begun deporting the Sri Lankans currently in the safe house, where a group of 8 arrived in the country on December 24th and another 6 women are due to arrive today. With the aim of facilitating and streamlining import-export, customs codes will be introduced for 142 new types of goods from January 1st. State Minister of Finance, Dr. Ranjit Siambalapitiya, in a Twitter post noted that the gazette in this regard will be issued immediately and it came into effect from January 1st. It is stated that every 5 years, the World Trade Organization provides a list of newly introduced goods to every country and gives new customs codes to identify the goods to the importers and exporters. And that's local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Trade Minister Nalin Fernando has submitted the proposal to the Cabinet of Ministers to import eggs. Accordingly, the Cabinet has directed him to take necessary steps to do so. This measure has been taken to reduce the soaring prices of eggs in local market. Meanwhile, the All Island Eggs Traders Association has praised the government for this decision. Spokesman of the association, Anurasiri Marasinghe, told SLBC that this will lead to price reduction of eggs and will be a relief to the consumers. And that's main news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Moving on to Watchlight, the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka has approved power cuts of 2 hours and 20 minutes from tomorrow to Friday. Accordingly, the power cuts will be imposed for the groups A to L and P to W, 1 hour during daytime and 1 hour 20 minutes during the night. And that was Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
We give you the strength to rise higher and higher.
Never step back, but always march forward.
empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Listening, the trusted leader.
For the headlines, Zelensky says Russia plans to exhaust Ukraine with prolonged attacks. 4 dead in mid-air incident over Gold Coast in Australia. Rescuers race to free Vietnamese boy trapped in shaft. And those are the headlines. Ukraine's president says Russia is planning a protracted campaign of drone attacks in a bid to demoralize Ukraine. Volodymyr Zelensky says he had received intelligence reports suggesting that Moscow would launch the attacks using Iranian-made Shahed drones. It comes after Ukraine carried out a strike that it said killed hundreds of Russian troops in the Donbas region. 4 people have died after a mid-air collision between 2 helicopters near Sea World on Australia's Gold Coast. Queensland police say initial investigations suggest the crash happened as one aircraft was taking off and the other was leading. And those who died were travelling in the same helicopter. 3 other passengers are in a critical condition. Rescuers in Vietnam are trying to free a 10-year-old boy trapped deep inside a narrow shaft at a building site. Reports say Lai Hao Nam was searching for scrap metal when he fell into a hollow concrete pile in southern Dong province on New Year's Eve. Teams have battled since then to free him, pumping oxygen into the 35-meter deep support pillar to help him to breathe. And that's World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
Amidst all challenges, we will rally around you and advance.
In the face of hardships, let's stand strong together.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Listening, the trusted leader.
Development News. Agriculture, Wildlife and Forest Reserves Conservation Minister Mahinda Amravira says that the funds required for all the proposals planned to be implemented by the Department of Agrarian Department in 2023 has been approved by the government through the budget. The minister was speaking at an event to distribute bags containing nutritious items to pregnant mothers in the Ranmihitena area. Minister Amravira initiated this program for pregnant mothers in the Hambantota district utilizing his MP's salary together with funds allocated by his friends. And that was Development News. In sports, Sri Lanka will meet India in their T20 match of the 3-match series today in Mumbai. India commencing from 7, the match will commence at 7 p.m. Team India will be ready with Hardik Pandya, the new skipper, leading the team in 2023's first international home series, while Darshan Shanaka and his team also take on this challenge with confidence after the successful LPL franchise tournament. And that's sports news.
Let us turn this difficult time that we are facing now to a positive opportunity. We must rise up as a nation in 2023. NSB will extend its fullest support for you to rise with confidence. NSB, the safest place for you.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Chocolate manufacturer Hershey has been sued in the US over claims that the firm is selling products containing harmful levels of metal. The lawsuit brought by Christopher Laza alleges the firm misled consumers by failing to disclose the quantities of lead and cadmium in 3 dark chocolate bars. He claimed he would not have purchased the products if he had been aware of this. Hershey's did not immediately respond to a request for comment. And that was Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank.
Let us turn this difficult time that we are facing now to a positive opportunity. We must rise up as a nation in 2023. NSB will extend its fullest support for you to rise with confidence. NSB, the safest place for you.
Economic News.
courtesy of for the 5th consecutive year. LOLC is awarded People's Financial Services Brand of the Year at the 2022 Slim Kantar People's Awards. As the People's Financial Services Brand of the Year, LOLC continues to place the customer first, and this has won the hearts, minds and trust of Sri Lankans, with yet another prestigious award as proof of this lasting commitment. LOLC, imagine the possibilities.
The head of the International Monetary Fund has warned a third of the global economy will be in recession this year. Kristalina Georgieva said 2023 will be together tougher than last year as the US, EU and China see their economies slow. It comes as a war in Ukraine, rising prices, higher interest rates and the spread of COVID in China weigh on the global economy. In October, the IMF cut its global economic growth outlook for 2023. And that was Economic News.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Weather report.
The Met Department says several spells of light showers may occur in the Uva province and in Batticaloa and Ampara districts. Mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere. A cold weather can be expected during the morning hour. There is a possibility of ground frost at some places in Nuwara district during the early hours of the morning. And that was the weather report. And to wind up this news podcast, let's look at the main points once again. Auto, diesel and kerosene prices reduced. Cabinet approval to import eggs. 1,996 houses will be constructed this year under the Chinese government aid program. The annual Durutu Perahara of Kelani Raja Mahavihare begins today. Measures have been taken to bring the Sri Lankan women detained in a safe house in Oman. News overseas, Zelensky says Russia plans to exhaust Ukraine with prolonged attacks. In sports, Sri Lanka will meet India in their first T20 match today. And with that, we conclude this morning news broadcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.